structure of that specific team.
Yes.
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need
people.
to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
You worked with Caitlin Clark?
so we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis. And I respect it. Like when you're young on your team, you work out at your practice facility.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get.
What's happening, everyone? This is your channel TFD. I'm Cordy, and we have another huge piece of news coming right from Indianapolis. So get this, word is out that renowned NBA trainer Chris Brickley has finally spoken out on Caitlin Clark, and he could be preparing to train her as she aims for a full recovery before the 2026 WNBA season. This is a big one, so let's dive in. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Chris Brickley isn't your average trainer. This man is the genuine article. He's trained LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and a full roster of NBA All-Stars and champions. When you discuss elite trainers in the sport today, Chris Brickley's name is always part of that discussion. So if Caitlin Clark does start working with him, it could totally alter the direction of her career. Don't forget, Caitlin had a rough go in several nagging injuries, long rehab periods, and frankly a medical staff situation in Indiana that sparked some questions. We've read the reports, we've seen the job ads, something just wasn't right over there. I'm still looking into that entire ordeal, but let me say this, Caitlin Clark needs the best people with her now, more than ever. That's why the Chris Brickley connection is the perfect fit. He isn't just a strength coach or a skills coach, he is known for transforming players both in mind and body. He knows exactly how to customize a regimen to a player's specific needs. And for Caitlin, that's essential. She is already among the most talented offensive players we have ever seen, but this is about refining things, getting her body and her skills prepared for the next degree of competition and physicality. Now let's be honest, the WNBA is a physical game. The way opponents were bodying Caitlin all season, you could see the toll it was taking. She did try bulking up a bit last offseason, but I believe that may have backfired. The extra muscle looked solid, but it may have played a role in those lingering quad and groin problems that hampered her. So what she needs is a smart strength plan, not just bigger muscle. That is where Chris Brickley comes in. He is all about functional strength, quickness, and injury prevention. He can assist Caitlin in improving her core stability, honing her shot through contact, and creating ways to manage traps and double teams without adding extra wear on her body. Just picture her splitting defenses with more ease, pulling up faster off the bounce, and remaining fresh through a whole season. That is terrifying for all the other teams in the league. So if this team up materializes, it'll be a game changer. Caitlin Clark joining forces with Chris Brickley is the move that could turn her from a superstar into a complete dominant force in women's basketball.
Structure of that specific team.
Yes.
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need
people.
to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
You worked with Caitlin Clark?
so we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis. And I respect it. Like when you're young on your team, you work out at your practice facility.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She's changed the game.
She has absolutely changed women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that like it's okay for women to be competitive. You know, like
Sure.
and
So, check this out, man. He knows. Chris Brickley knows exactly who Caitlin Clark is and what she's capable of. That's the crazy part. He doesn't need to be convinced. He already recognizes the greatness that's right there in front of him.
So get this, everyone. He gets it. Chris Brickley gets exactly who Caitlin Clark is and what she can do. That's the amazing part. He requires no convincing. He already sees the greatness that's sitting right there in front of him. He said it himself. Caitlin Clark changed the sport. That's undeniable. No one else gets to take credit for it. Not the front office, not the coaches, not the press. That's all CC22. She turned women's basketball upside down with her talent, her bravado, and her effect on the sport. But this is where it gets serious. Brickley can elevate her to that next plane. He's the guy who can pull that superstar version of Caitlin that's still waiting to be unlocked. The skill is already there. The foundation has been built. The missing piece is that elite setting where she can push herself against the very best, day in and day out. And that is why I'm stating this loud and clear. Caitlin Clark must leave Indiana this offseason. Pack the bags, go to New York City, and get with Chris Brickley. Because let's be real, this isn't the moment for empty gym sessions with partially injured trainers or let's take it easy conditioning work. No, we need legit contact, 5-on-5 runs, high-level challenges, real NBA vibes. Chris Brickley's gym is where it all goes down. That's where the best go. You step in there and you could see KD, Trae Young, or Jason Tatum getting shots up. It is a place that exudes greatness, and that is exactly where Caitlin needs to be. Forget this let's train with the fever staff idea. Austin Kelly coach stuff. With all due respect, Caitlin is on a different level now. She has surpassed the basic drills and the same small city routines. She needs an elite basketball laboratory, not a calm practice gym in Indy. And really, when the trainers are managing their own injuries, torn Achilles and so on, how can they possibly help a player stay healthy? It simply doesn't add up. Caitlin needs Brickley's methods, the isolation work, the footwork, the counterattacks, and the finishing at the rim. That is the part she's missing now. Imagine her arriving next season with that new NYC level polish. She would be unguardable, quicker in traffic, tougher on her drives, faster off the dribble, and far more confident finishing through the contact. That's the addition of Caitlin Clark the world should see in 2026. Not just a phenomenal shooter, but an entire offensive arsenal, and Chris Brickley can provide that. He has done it for NBA superstars, and he can do it for her. So yes, leave Indiana for the summer, Caitlin. Head to New York, put in the work, leave inside the gym with the greats, because if you want to command the league next season, if you want to make them all recall exactly who is the face of women's basketball, this is how it's done. I'm telling you, New York, Brickley, intense work, and that next level grind. That is the formula. Caitlin Clark plus Chris Brickley equals legendary. Let's do a quick rundown of some of the true ballers Chris Brickley's worked with. We mean LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Trae Young. The list is long. These aren't just any players. These are generational stars who entrust him with their game. And if you have seen the kinds of sessions he runs them through, man, it is next level. It isn't just about shooting or your cardio. It is about real game simulations, high pressure, real-world drills that push athletes to their breaking points. And it isn't only NBA stars either. Paige Buckers and Azzi Fudd have sought him out for training too. That alone shows you the kind of esteem he has earned across both the men's and women's leagues. Athletes understand when you work with Chris Brickley, you aren't just training, you're evolving. So I will say this one more time. This is a perfect chance for Caitlin Clark. She is at the ideal stage in her career where the proper mentor could take her from superstar to icon. If she connects with Chris, absorbs his methods, and commits to that real off-season work, it could totally reshape her entire game. Caitlin must take complete advantage of this opportunity because chances like this are rare. Trae Young is there, Jimmy Butler, Paolo Banchero, James Harden. This is the top of the top-tier athletes putting in elite level effort, and that is the kind of atmosphere Caitlin Clark is worthy of being in. This is not just about practices or routines. It is about being immersed in greatness, about competing against players who have already perfected their craft. That is how you elevate. And for real, training in Indiana with a team that's still healing from their own injuries? Like seriously, how is that meant to elevate her abilities? One of the coaches literally tore his Achilles on the stairs in the middle of the night. That's insane. Caitlin must be in a place that pushes her, not one that restricts her. So picture this, Caitlin Clark in New York City, in the gym with Chris Brickley, practicing side by side with NBA pros. That's how you unlock different tier. I'm talking about drawing out elements of her game we've only seen in flashes. That one-on-one ability, that mid-range pull-up, that skilled footwork around the rim. Brickley's specialty is exactly that, honing a player's raw instincts and shaping them into unstoppable tools. We have already seen glimpses of Caitlin breaking down her defenders, making tough shots and handling pressure. But what if she did not need to depend on screens as much? What if she could just beat defenders in isolation? No screen, no help, no double. That's the next evolution, because today teams are trapping her every single time she uses a ball screen. If she learns how to punish them in those moments off raw skill, off pure swagger, man, Caitlin Clark becomes unguardable. I'm telling you, this is the move. Leave Indiana for the summer, go to New York City and get into the lab with Chris Brickley. Work beside the best, learn from the best, and return next season with that improved skill set. This might be the off-season that elevates Caitlin Clark from a superstar into a basketball legend. So yeah, that is my take on it. I really hope to see Caitlin make that leap, get out of her comfort zone, immerse herself in greatness, and take her game to new heights. Let me know what you all think below. Should Caitlin Clark leave Indiana this offseason to train elsewhere? I truly believe she should. That's the way she will meet her full potential. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel. This saga's just beginning, and you know we're gonna be here to cover every single part of it.